Hello. Hello, hello. Good morning. All right, well, I'm going to get started. Whew. It's chilly today. Hi, George. Hi, Frankie Franks. Right, so today is whip day. So what we're gonna do is you have the option to whip this banner and also the holly and jolly. And I'm gonna show you. See you later tonight, George. Oh, I'm so excited. You have no idea. So, can't contain my excitement. So what I'm gonna do is just show you here, because like I said, I'm definitely gonna do the black and whip all the black, but you can't really see very well what it does when you whip it. So I've just done a very easy peasy little thing here, and I'll show you in a contrasting color what it will look like so that you can choose kind of which one that you want to do or don't want to do. Of course, we don't care about Grammarly. Fucking hell. Go away. Just want the music. Just give me the music. So I've done the backstitch here just like we've done before. And I'm just gonna thread my needle and then show you how to do the whipped backstitch, and then show you a little bit on the actual one, because there's a couple little places where you have to be a little bit careful, which is why I've recreated that situation right here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up at the beginning, wherever the beginning is, and you can choose any color to whip these with. So like I said before, I would only choose one of the two to be contrasting, because you really don't want to have too much going on here. You want to have like one focal point. So either have it be the banner, that can be quite fun with like maybe a gray or a green or a green and a red. You can choose what you want. Or have the holly jolly, and you can make that with, I'll show you a couple different colors that might look nice. So all we're gonna do here, it's really, really simple, is you're just gonna come up here, and you're not actually gonna go through the fabric again until the very end. So we're just gonna do top work here, and you're gonna slide your needle through like this, and you're always gonna keep going in the same direction. So slide your needle under each of the stitches. Now when you do, hi Meg, when you do a contrasting color, you get this kind of candy cane effect. Do you see? Looks a bit twisty. When you do the same color, it just makes it look like a solid line. So you don't actually see these little stitches here, 1, 2, where it goes down into the fabric, because you've covered that up with the other color. Good morning, Helen. So you just keep going like this. So here is where you can kind of get into a bind sometimes, because if you keep going around, see, you get this kind of like weird top here. So let's see if we can do it the other way. So I've pulled them out, and we'll see if we go the other way, it'll be any better. So this last time I went like this time I'm gonna go like this. That's a little bit better, but you still kind of don't get the point right there. So the other thing that you could do if you don't want to keep going, twisting it like that. So all I'm doing is just making sure that we get a nice little point on things like the H. I don't really want to turn that into a curve as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So after you've twisted it, you could come down like that. Yeah. And then come right back up next to it. Just a little bit next to it. Can you see? So there's just a couple little threads there in between. Yeah, and then continue. Now with the whipped back stitch, it doesn't matter if you go from this way, or this way. You just have to do it the same way the whole time. So whichever way that you choose, you always do the same way. And you whip it like that. And now we're at the end, and you can go straight back down. Not through the knot though, because that's a pain in the butt. And you tie a knot and you're done. So that's what we have for the little sample. Like I said, you can do any colors that you feel like. I know someone's doing like a spearmint and a peppermint. So obviously like the peppermint candy canes are red and white. And then maybe like a spearmint one would be like a green and white. So I've just pulled a couple colors that might look good with, if you chose red for Holly Jolly. I'll just zoom in and you can see it a little bit better because the sun is like insane today. I might have to close that curtain maybe. So here's the Holly Jolly, and you can see how small the stitches are. So we're gonna have to go under every single one of these stitches that we've just made. So you could do a green and red. This is kind of like a sage green, I guess. Might be nice. I've chosen the lightest green I could possibly find, and it's like a greenish gray. That also might be nice. You could go straight up white, blanc, to have like a red and white, a true red and white color. You could go dark green, which I might actually do the dark green to have a dark green and red. And this is kind of like the medium color. I might do that one actually. That's quite nice. So because we did 2 strands for the Holly Jolly, we're also gonna do 2 strands for the whip, because you don't want the whip to be overpowering, meaning that it'll take up more visual space than the red. So if you look, this is 6 strands and 6 strands. You want each of these to have the same amount of space. Yeah, so if you did 2 strands for the pink and 6 strands for the green, then there would be like much more green that you would be able to see, and it would almost overpower the pink. So you want to keep it the same or even one less. I'm not going to do 1 strand here because I think that's going to be way too skinny, way too little. But I'm going to try 2. And again, you can always test this out by just putting it up like this. If I did 1, it would be a really thin stripe. If I did 2, it would be the same as the red, meaning they both would take up the same amount of visual space. I think that will be good. So I'm choosing 2 strands. Again, if you want a really thin stripe on your whip, then of course you can do less. If you want it thicker, then you could do more. I don't recommend it really, but if you want to, do it. I'm also going to change to a smaller needle because I still haven't found the perfect one. So I have like 6 or 7 at the minute. This is just a little bit thinner here, whereas this one's thicker, kind of what do you call that? On the shaft of the needle. Oh, cracking myself up. The other thing that some people like to do when they go through, because these needles are sharp, is sometimes people will turn it around and go through with the eye, and that way they won't snag any of the strands. I don't like this because sometimes I forget that I've turned it around, and I will push through with my finger on the pointy end, and that's never pleasant. So I try not to do that. So let's go. I'm just double knotting the end because 2 strands is quite thin. So doing a little double knot situation. Gonna take a drink of water and we're gonna go. Again, this is totally optional. If you feel like you don't like the look of it, you don't have to do it. If you feel like it's too much of a faff, you don't have to do it. The only thing I would say is that if these lines here are not nice and straight, maybe if they went a little awry, I would definitely suggest doing this on the banner with the same color thread, and it will kind of smooth it out for you. The other reason that I did whip day on a Friday is because a lot of people, some people who were lazy and couldn't finish the Christmas, the audacity of those people to not finish their stitching on time. You've got all weekend to do it. So if you feel like you want to do the whip, but you don't have time on Friday, you have Saturday and Sunday. And if you haven't finished the Christmas, that's fine too, because you have Saturday and Sunday. So it's kind of like a choose your own adventure day. Whatever you feel like. So let's get started, shall we? The other thing that I do like to do, especially with the whipped backstitch, is I will push a little bit up. Let's see if I can turn it to the side and maybe you can see. Is I will push the fabric from behind a little bit up where my needle is so that I can grab the needle easier, and so that it doesn't stick through any of the threads that I've already done. So as I'm doing my whip, you will whip every stitch, even the ones that go underneath other stitches. So I put it through and kind of push it up like that so that it doesn't snag any of the other stitches around. Easy to grab. Yeah? I always say, ooh, sorry. I'm gonna give you guys a seizure or something with how many times I accidentally hit that. Helen said she just started her Christmas this morning. Exciting. And that's okay. A couple people said that they did not like doing the Christmas because it took so long. And yeah, do you know what? It does take a long time. But it looks really nice when it's done. And then when people say, oh my God, that embroidery is so expensive, you can be like, yeah, because it took her 7 freaking hours just to do the lettering. So obviously you always, even on the curves, you always have to keep the same direction. Do not switch it up. So yeah, that's difficult because I've got a hoop stand and I can't turn the hoop around and round and round. I can turn the hoop stand though. You'll just have to look at it upside down. So this is another one of those where I probably won't be able to finish the whole thing with you. Just because this does take a long time. So yeah, sorry about that. And I'm not gonna try to continue doing this. So in the sample, I said that, you know, some people will just keep going around. Ooh, sorry, we'll just keep going around. I'm a fan of the stick it down like that and then stick it up a little bit. Just one strand over and then continue. I just think we've spent all that time doing the lettering and making the lettering so nice. You want to keep that. You want to keep that going. But oh my God, I love how this is looking so far. Just tooting my own horn all the time. This thread I'm using is from the very, 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 very bottom of the clothespin. And it's not being my friend right now. Come on, dude. Does anyone have any questions about the stitch along so far? When you've got it, flaunt it. Go, girl. There you go. If Helen says it, it's true. So again, I've come to another point, so I'm just going to stick it down. Yeah. And then stick it up next to it. Again, I'm peeking these out from underneath. The other thing to remember is you don't want to pull it really, really hard, because if you pull it really hard, it's going to make all the stitches kind of straighten out. And like I said, we worked so hard on the lettering, we really don't want to mess it up, you know? Ah! I'm so sorry. I'm so concentrating on going under all of these stitches that I'm not making sure that you guys can see. Oh, pull her out. This is definitely one of those stitches where, like the woven wagon wheel rows, that it's way easier when you don't have a hoop stand, because you can spin the hoop around and you can go way quicker. I mean, you still have to be careful to go under each of the stitches, you know, but in the end, it's like way faster. So yeah, this is the whipped backstitch. So again, we've done the backstitch already. The first day and the third day. And now just... Meg says, this is really making me want to start the stitch along today instead of waiting for next weekend. Aw! Seriously, this is the best. Like, when I do the whipped back stitch for flower stems or like just straight lines, like for the banner, I feel like it's a little bit anticlimactic, you know, like it makes it a nice straight line and it makes it kind of pop up off the fabric a little bit more. But when you do it for lettering like this, it's really effective. Like it looks really nice, I feel. I know I did it. It's one of the options for the Christmas kit from last year. So I don't have the kit available. I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday because I don't have that fabric anymore. But the PDF is available. Maybe I will make it a kit again, but sub a different fabric or something. Because I can't find it. It's from America, but I don't even think that they're selling that this year. Did you guys see that there's new kits in the shop as well? So there's the secret ingredient is always love. It was a PDF pattern and people keep asking for the kit. So I've made it into a kit. And then today I'm gonna list the Joy, which I'm sure you've seen on my Instagram. This one, the Joy kit. So that's exciting. Yesterday my computer took like 7 hours to update or do the new operating system or whatever it is, and it just went automatically. So I was like going to print all of my stuff out and it was like, your computer is updating, and I was like, no it's not, because I'm trying to print my orders and get my stuff together, and it was like, no, your computer is updating. And I was like, oh shit, I mean schnapps. So I don't have a November pattern for November. I don't know if I'm going to do one, only because of the Stitchalong and the new kits. So I have to make patterns for the new kits as well. So I don't know. Especially since it's already like well into November. We'll see. Meg is moving, so I can't ask her to do another sample. You're so busy. Okay, so we've come to another one where you kind of have to stop. So I'm going to put it down here. Yeah, because it's easier for me to come up at the top and then continue whipping there. So the whipped back stitch, when it's a straight line, it's super, super easy. When it's lettering, you kind of have to think a little bit more about where you're going to put your next stitch, especially with these straight lines like this, because you want it to have a nice straight point. So here on the O, on the Y, at the tip of the Y, it'll be same for jolly, like the J, the O, the Y and Y. So there's just a couple little places that you have to really be careful for. But if you take it slow, it should be fine. Meg says, yes, you can. Oh, maybe I'll make one then. You know, I'm such a sucker for putting patterns out. I honestly love it so much. Like seeing all of you guys stitch up one of my designs and like display it in your house, like literally, like I don't even want to talk about it anymore because it's gonna make me cry. I'm so proud of you guys. Like that's the best thing. And like that's one of the things that I really liked about being an art teacher, is that you can teach someone something or show them how to do it, and they'll put their own little spin on it. Like you'll choose your own colors, or you'll, you know, take some of the flowers and make it into something else. And I just think it's like so amazing. It's like one of my most favorite things about, what have I done here? Oh, there's one more, that's why. I was like, what? But yeah, it's like one of my most favorite things about doing this. And like, I know some people do kits and patterns and they're like, oh, the money, the money. Like, I'm definitely not getting rich off these. Let's be honest, they're only like $10. But just seeing you guys stitch them up is like, it literally makes me want to cry every time. I'm like just so proud of everybody, and especially when you guys are proud of yourselves, you know, you guys think, I can't do this, it looks too difficult, or I'm not creative or whatever, and then you just like blow me away, but then you also blow yourselves away because you can actually do it. And I think it's just, okay, I have to stop. Yeah, I have to stop talking about it. Jesse's hairs are everywhere on this. Oh my God. So one of the things that I always recommend getting is a pair of tweezers. So I just got these Revlon tweezers. I think they're from Boots. I don't use them for anything else, only embroidery. And they sit in my little, I've got like a tray of tools over there. It's like extra needles. So I saw another one. But these are really great to get little fuzzies off. Or for me, it's Jessie's hairs because she's part husky. So yeah, her hairs are everywhere. Oops. See what I've done? I've caught that little piece of thread right there. Helen says, but you need someone that inspires you to keep going or to try again. So that's you, Tori. Aw. Thank you. And I think, okay, I'm gonna keep talking about it. So I think like another big important part of this is like, I know some people who will just sell something and then kind of forget about it. So they'll put a pattern out or a kit out, or I'm not thinking of anyone in particular. I'm just saying that like for some people it's just money, or it's just, you know, that's just their job. They like it and they enjoy it. But like any time that you guys need any help with anything, I'm always here for, if you have a problem or you can't do it, I really, really want you to be able to complete the pattern. So if there's any parts that like you just can't get the hang of, or you feel like I haven't explained it well enough or whatever, just always send me a DM, because I mean, I do check them a lot. I get notifications if anyone sent me a message or anything like that. But more than anything, like I want you to be able to finish them, because I know how proud people are when they finally get it. And for some people, it's like just that kind of 10 or 15 minutes where they're not thinking about their problems, and they're not thinking about like their anxiety or their illness or, you know, family problems or whatever. They're just thinking, I just want to finish this, or I just want to get this, or it's their time to switch off. And it's nice to have things like that in your life where you kind of, they distract you from your reality, so whatever that is. Will you stop with the ads? Like, I want the Christmas chill vibes, all right? I don't want this 3-minute ad. You're literally killing me. Literally. Right, so the holly part is finished. Sorry, I got like a little bit emotional on that one. Deep. But yeah, so if you need me, I'm here. That's all I'm saying. Stitch Pellets has joined. Hello, lovely. So this is what I've got so far. Again, I chose this really, really light color. I think it's 715 is what it is. And it's this kind of really light minty sage green. And then on here, it just looks like it's a light green, like that. I might go and whip these as well, just real quick, just to show you how it looks. Because after doing Holly Jolly, some people will say, I ain't doing that. That's too much work. But it really does look nice when it's finished. And obviously there are points in this, meaning, is this 3 or 4? I just grabbed it. I didn't even know. Oh no, it's 3. Obviously there are points in this, here, here, here. And then on the other side, which you can't see. Let me just trim off the extra. Okay, so for this one, I'm just gonna go up here. And it's the exact same concept, so we're just gonna stitch under each one. Of course, I've chosen the longest thread ever. So there's that. Oh, it's connected. There we go. Okay, so yeah, under each one. Now I've got my own freaking hair in there. What am I doing today? Where are all these hairs coming from? My hair is like the longest it's ever been. And I can just see hairs everywhere. Like I feel like the longer that I've gotten it, the longer that it's gotten, I mean, like the more just hairs are everywhere. Crazy. This black is really fluffy as well. Of course, there's a knot there too. Just always talking to myself. Okay, so if I zoom in, you can kind of see that this is like more twisted, but it's also a bit more. This thread that I'm using is like not nice. It's like it got all these like twisties. It's like I think I've chosen the wrong black. But anyways, you can see that it's like more corded, like a cord, and it kind of comes up off the hoop a little bit more. Yeah, but this one lays more flat. So it's really up to you how you feel and what you want to do. Stitch Palettes says, I have the same problem with cat hair on my work. Yeah, it's like, it's hard because the more that you, like I have a lint roller, you know, those like sticky lint roller things, but the more that you use them, the more the thread will get these like fuzzies on them, like that. I really don't like that. I might take it out. I've obviously grabbed the wrong one. But yeah, it will have these like fuzzies. So you'd like the more that you lint roll it, the more the fibers come up off. They aren't kind of entwined into because the threads are twisted. So each strand is twisted and they become untwisted, if you know what I mean. And they get these kind of things like that. So yeah, that's all I've got today, y'all. y'all. I will finish the Christmas and the Jolly probably on Sunday when I get back from London, because we're going to see The Lion King tomorrow, and I'm really excited. So I probably finish on Sunday. Be sure to tag me in your pictures that you post, either on Instagram or on Instagram grid, or in your stories at the Balmy Fox. And then a little bit of homework this weekend. Can you go to the Barmy Fox SAL? It's the Barmy Fox, and then SAL for Stitchalong. And go and give some love to some other people who are doing the Stitchalong as well. So you can do some hearts, you can say a great job, something you like about their work, whatever. But it's not just you and me doing this, it's all of us. There's over 70 so far, and people are still joining every day. So it's more of a community. It's really nice when you get that feedback on your own pictures. You know, if someone says, oh my gosh, you've done such a great job, or your stitching is lovely, or the color, the fabric, or blah, 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 blah. So it's great to receive that. Make sure that you're putting that out there as well, because we really are a community of people. So thank you so much for the very first week being finished, and I'll see you on Monday. Okay? Bye.